Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Tranny Granny again, doing another one of her rants. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of people that are not too happy about how I feel about the woke trans community. So I thought I was going to jump in there again, just to get you upset again. Uh, I've been watching a lot of videos that has Blossom in it. And she started a new podcast with a trans man, and they just really spouting all their woke stuff. There's, you can see down here, Miss Pebbly Poo, a Yorkie. And I remember when I first discovered Blossom, long before the debate with Blair. And I tried to reach out to her because she's from Mississippi, and I'm in Mississippi. And my best friend back in North Carolina was a black trans girl, so I thought, I would like to get to know her. But the more I watched her videos, of course, she did not get back to me because I'm a peon. I'm nobody. I am a white, colonizing racist. Because in her opinion, every white person is a racist. And it gets to the point that every time she opens her mouth, she talks about white privilege. We're supposed to all feel ashamed because of being white. And I'm sorry, I don't feel it. Now, I don't believe I had white privilege. I had pretty privilege when I was young. Now, I can say that. I was able to go and do anything I wanted to do. And I didn't have to worry about being trans because not only did I look like a woman, I looked like a pretty woman. And that's not being vain, because it was just the way it was. And, she wants to whine and complain about most black trans. They have to wind up on the streets selling their bodies just to be able to get the money to live and have their surgeries and all this. Well, that I don't understand in 2024 when blacks get more opportunities than whites. And trans people get more opportunities than most regular people, because it's just the tilter of this crazy world. Trans people can go to school and get higher educations. They can get great jobs. And their insurances pay for their corrective surgeries. They can get full FFS. They can get all kinds of corrective body surgeries from their insurance. So you tell me why these people are forced to be prostitutes. They're not. They choose to be prostitutes. Maybe they have a lower IQ and they can't do anything different, but that is a choice. Now, I have admitted before that back in the 70s, I worked as a prostitute to get the money for my surgery. I did it only as long as it took to get the money for my surgery, and then I quit. I went into regular jobs, went back to school. I done all those things after I had my surgery, and I worked as a prostitute. But let me tell you this, I did not work the streets. All the black trans girls that I knew did work the streets. They were street hookers, and I knew and loved a bunch of those girls. But I didn't work that way. I worked in a whorehouse. I went to work at the Vogue. The Vogue was owned and run by a black woman. She was our madam. Her name was Gladys. And because of the name being Vogue, everybody there had to look like a Vogue model. She had mostly white girls, but she did have at least 3 black girls at all times in different hues, because the customers, she was there to make money. So she knew there were customers that liked light skin, medium skin, and dark skin, but they all had to be beautiful. So that's what I did for the money for my surgery. Because back then, we didn't get the opportunities you get now. So where was that white privilege for me then? There was no white privilege. So she just really gets on my nerves about that. Everything I see that she's in, as soon as she throws in the race card, I turn it off. It just turns me off so much. Let us listen to the situation, what do you feel is going on with the trans world, without bringing that in, to make everybody that's not black don't want to listen to you. Unless there's someone that wants to ride off your coattails because they know that you're out there. People are, they know who you are. Some of those woke trans people will try to get some sort of notoriety by being associated with you. So I just don't agree with that. And I feel like you have to go a notch above to get people's attention. So what do y'all think? I know what the Blossom followers think. They don't matter to me. None of those really matter to me, not on a personal level, because I don't live their lives. Like they said, I live a privileged life. Okay. All right. I want to say I'm racist. Like I said before, my best friend back in North Carolina was a black trans woman. And her name was also Diana, because she was a Diana Ross fan. And I loved her dearly. She's passed away now. If she was living, she'd be telling y'all exactly what she thought. That girl is the one who taught me about slavery, the real thing about slavery. She brought me a book. I had no idea at that time that the slaves were bought from black people who rounded them up and put them in cages and people would come and buy them. That's what I learned from my black friend. I had no idea. I just thought we were all just evil. We went over there and just stole them. We bought them. So Diana would be letting y'all know exactly what she thought about all this. And I have a couple other black trans friends in North Carolina. And here in Mississippi now, I don't have any real trans friends, but I do have some black friends that I socialize and hang out with on a regular basis. And at one time when I was doing some video work, when I was doing my paratransvestigators, transgender women doing paranormal investigations, I had 2 black girls in that group. One of them I hope to have an interview with. But there was one girl who, I don't know why, she thought whenever I brought a light-skinned black girl into the group, because she was darker skinned, she was asking people, was I racist? I couldn't figure out where that come from, because I had never been anything but nice to her. And I tried to explain, I'm trying to cover the demographics here, because I'm trying to have somebody in the group that everybody watching will relate to. That's the reason I did that. And at the time, I was married to an Arab. an Arab that was part black, a Muslim. So I don't think I could have been racist. But that was another one that kind of thought like Blossom, that all white people are racist. Now, the thing is, you do have, I believe, the majority of the whites and the majority of the blacks and the majority of every other culture are really trying to bring everything together. But then you've got these sub-people like Blossom and all these other people that are in just the regular Black Lives Matter movement. They're the ones trying to keep things going, trying to keep turmoil going, when that's not the way it really is with the majority. But if you look at it online and you look at these videos and news, you think, oh, this is fixing to be a race war. That is the minority doing that. And we've got to understand that. It does not affect all of us. That affects some people. There's some people will always be racist. They're clinging to something. But I'm not clinging to that. My ancestors did not own slaves. My great-great-grandfather was killed in the war because he was drafted, and he had to go. He was forced to go, and he didn't come back. He was a Quaker, and Quakers did not agree with slavery. And you have to remember, there was a war fought to end slavery. It was a war fought with whites against whites. So if all whites are racist, then why are you not still slaves again already? I mean, still, why are you not still slaves? It was the white man who actually fought and died to free you. And then you want to make everybody think that every white person is a racist. It doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. Again, I say, I've been talking for over 12 minutes and I hadn't said nothing. Because with my Asperger's, I can't remember what I have said. I get on a roll and let it roll. Okay, for those who like me, I love y'all. For the rest of you, kiss me.